Welcome to tonight's Zoom. Today we are going to be working on a page I saw on the blog, and I'm going to link in the blog post. So we're going to be making this Band-Aid page, this recovery page. So we're going to be doing that, and then I'll have a separate recording where we will be working on some cards later. So let's start with this Band-Aid page. It has a lot of Band-Aids. They take some time to do, so I have actually done most of them. But let's start with following along on the blog. So if you remember from the last two sessions, we did the project booklet. We did the project recipe, and we had 2 sheets of paper that I saved, right, to use this. And then I needed paper to be able to make the Band-Aids. So I had mentioned last week that what I was going to do was go back to some of the ones from the project guidebook and cut out some of the paper from where you didn't see anything. So that's what I went back to do. So I didn't have to waste any more paper, didn't have to cut a new or get another package. So I cut out behind some of them, and I haven't reattached it so that I could show you. I just pulled it up and cut some out. Or even this one that's a matte. I went in and cut out, because once you put your 4x6 photo on top of it, you're not going to see that. So that saved me some paper. I didn't have to use anything extra than what I already had, which is what I was trying to do. So for this one page, we're going to need all those scraps to make 10 or 11 Band-Aids. We're going to need 2 sheets of designer paper and then 1 sheet of cardstock. You are going to have to use, you need your scallop blade, and you're going to need your corner rounder. And as I said, I've made most of the Band-Aids. I've got 2 left that I'm going to make tonight to kind of show you how to get those done, because you didn't need to watch me make all these Band-Aids, and I'll give you some tips when you're making them. So let's get started. We're going to use some of the stickers also, so I'll put those aside. So the very first thing that we're going to do, it says we're going to use the red hearts for the base. So I'm going to put that aside, and we'll use that for the base. So the next thing is we're going to do is with our blue cardstock, we're going to cut 4 1/4 using the scallop blade. Okay, so the scallop blade, let's just talk about that a little bit. And I have this green one cut on one end. So when you're using the scallop blade, and trying to get this to show up, you can see that the scallop, is going outwards. I don't even know if you can see. Right, now if I was just to move this over and cut it again, the scallop would be going the same way, and we don't want that. So when you're cutting scallop, always rotate your paper and then cut. So then our scallop will always be going on the outside edge on both sides. So hope that makes sense. Practice first before you cut it to make sure. And see, look, so if I went this same way and just moved it over to say, let's just say we're going to do 1/2 inch and cut it, you'll see, let's see if I can get this to show up. You'll see that one of the scallops goes out and then the other one would go in. So we don't want that. We want to rotate our paper so that the scallop will be on the outside of both of those. So that's just a hint with that scallop blade to make sure that you rotate it. So the very first thing I'm going to do is just move it over to the, I usually to the edge of the gray mat, cutting mat, just to get my first scallop on. So we have our first scallop. Then I will rotate the paper, and let me get my instructions out so that I can see them. And we're measuring at 4 1/4 with the scallop blade. So 4 1/4. And just make sure we have that straight. 4 1/4. Oh, and I did not press that hard enough. See, remember I said in one of my other videos, you really need to watch when you're cutting on top of that, of your mat, that it's sometimes not always straight. There we go. There's our 4 1/4. We're going to use the rest of this blue to make some mats. So let's go back to our instructions. And now it says, adhere the sticker borders behind each edge. So we'll find the stickers, and for this I am going to need my silicone mat. Now, the way it says, if you read it and what you're really supposed to do, it says adhere the stickers behind. You actually want the stickers this way. So you really have to make sure. So what I'm going to do is put some repo, which I don't know where my repo, one moment. So what happens when you have two scrap areas? I am going to put some repo along each edge, because we're going to put those stickers on the back. And I was actually thinking I maybe only want to put one. Now, the one good thing is with the stickers and the silicone mat is you can actually stick the stickers on the mat and they won't stick, right? And then we will place our border. And this is how we'll put it on the back. So if we look at the picture here, she has a little bit more than a half showing. Okay. And at least I should be able to keep it straight. And then, see carefully, I can lift that up. And let's see if we can do the other side without losing this, because we will need the red heart paper. And then we will be attaching this here. And actually, this sticker is a little bit more than 12 inches. I need to trim off a little bit, and I'll have to do that before I attach it. So I was actually thinking, so we need to put this down here, but we need to have both first, and I didn't know what was easier, but I might be able to do both of them and hopefully not stick to the paper. This is where I should have my 12-inch mat out. Yes, this sticker is a little bit longer than 12 inches. So if I take this, and we're going at about a half of an inch. And I don't know if you can see because I'm off the camera here. You can see that the sticker is a little bit longer. There's a little bit of white at the edge of the sticker that I am going to turn over and cut off before I attach this to my page. Very carefully. Oh, it moved. I didn't have enough repo on the back of this one. So I knew this part was going to be a little tricky when you've got the stickers and you're attaching it behind. I need some more repo on this. And I didn't realize that the sticker was a little longer than 12 inches. Okay, I'm gonna get my scissors and we're just gonna cut off these little tiny bits. And okay, and I got one here too. That's why I thought I might just attach the stickers to the page first, but I was going to do what the instructions said. So now we're going to place this down and we are going to add some more. The other thing I was thinking of before I did these is I was actually going to take my powder and make that sticker not sticky anymore, make it more like an embellishment. So this is going to go, and it's basically right along the edge. And with this, we'll see how, pretty good. And once now those stickers are down, it's down. Okay, that's making our base page. This other, once we do the polka dots, we're going to attach the band-aids to that. So let's go on to the next one where it says step 3 is cut a piece of the orange dot paper to measure 4 inches. So I will put this and we will cut this out. 4 inches. Now again, you don't need the Band-Aid, you don't need the On the Mend paper. You could be using any paper because as you can see, this is red hearts, this is orange dots, and you know what? I didn't take out my put my straight blade in. Make sure you do that. Let's see. I got the tiny bit. Always make sure to change your blade. Mine will just be a little 4 inches, but that's okay. So we have this, and now this is where we're going to make our band-aids. So what you're going to need is 10 or 11, and I only have 10 because my 11th is the same color, so you're not going to see it. So I'm going with 10. You're going to cut 10 3.5 by 1 inch strips, and you're going to cut 10 or 11 1 by 1 inch strips. And then so once you have all those cut, the next thing that you're going to do, and like I said, I've got a lot of them cut, so you can do that offline and cut them because it does take, this next part is going to take a bit. You're going to take your corner rounder and practice this first on a scrap piece, because I have some of them are a little bit wonky, because when you put them in here, they slip around easily when you're trying to line them up. So make sure, like, don't push it in too far that it kind of goes sideways. Just press it in, making sure that this edge is lined up against the cutter, okay? Don't push it in too far. And then the other one, just do the same thing. I was getting it that it was slipping too far in. Some of my edges don't look like Band-Aids. They look a little square. So practice first so that you get the feeling of where you should be putting that corner rounder in there to make it look like a Band-Aid. So I have 2 of those left to cut. So just lining it up. See here, when I was like, just don't get it in going sideways. Make sure that you have it lined up against that edge, and then it'll go nicely. And you're going to cut all 4 corners of the 1 by 3.5. The instructions also say to cut the 1 by 1 pieces. Don't cut the 1 by 1, just the 3.5 by 1. I may have updated that because the other parts will be square. So we're going to do that. I have 2 left to do with you, so I'm going to cut the corner round, both of them. And I mean, even these Band-Aids, you know, you have any little boo-boo page, you could just make Band-Aids for your pages. These are really cool. See, and this one's a little wonky. And as you keep cutting, it just keeps getting worse. Okay, so we have those 2, so we've got step 5. So step 6 is you're going to get your black dual tip pen, and we're going to use the thick one. And what you're going to do is just on the outside edge with your pen, just kind of go around. And this is just going to give it dimension, right? So we're just going to go around. Don't use your fine tip, use a wider tip pen and go around them both. And if you get lines on the back, that doesn't matter because you're not going to see the back of it. And you will kind of go off. Just try not to go off onto the front with the black. So we're going to do that. And we're going to do it to the 3.5 inch piece and the 1 inch piece. Kind of got a little bit of paper crafting going on here with our scrapbooking. And see, and I just wrote all over the back of that one, which is fine. At least it's the back. And I got two more. And 2 more we'll do. This is why I didn't want to do all 10 or 11 of these while you were watching, because you didn't need to see all that. It takes time to do them all. So, but now that you'll know how to make paper Band-Aids for any page. Okay, so then the next part after this is you will get, it says to attach them to the paper. I actually just put mine together first anyway, so I wanted to see, so I didn't lose any pieces. So get your foam squares, and then just on the back of the 1 inch square, we're just going to attach that to the middle. And you'll see that some of them, you know, I had that lined up really nicely when I popped them up. you know, some, this one here is just the RX worked really well. So we'll just get another foam square. You see, look, yeah, I drew all over the back of that one. And we will put this one on that. Okay, so we have our Band-Aids ready. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put them on this orange piece. And I kind of was lining them up on this other piece. Again, I have one less than what she has in here. And this is Melissa that created this page. I like her pages. This guy, see, I'm even following her design, how she has them on here, except I don't have the red heart one. And this one with the flowers, my flowers are like on a little angle, so I want to make sure they kind of go that way. So kind of see how you want to. And I mean, I only have 10, and I think mine will be fine. So what we're going to do next is put them on here. And so I will use regular tape runner. And because I already have these attached with foam squares, which is going to be probably why she wanted you to put them on, put the other parts on after. I'm not going to quite push them down, and I'm only putting regular tape runner on each end of here because some of them you're going to slip underneath. She said to go in here, and it's okay if you have something hanging off because we're going to cut that off later. So don't worry about that. And actually the instructions actually say to do that. And kind of just overlap them. And you don't have to follow how she has them on here. It's just, yeah, kind of just helps me. I don't have to think about it. I can just do it. And this way, if I want to move them a little bit more, actually, oh yeah, she has this one. And that's the one I don't have. Oh, actually, I wanted this one on that kind of angle too, but it's fine. I still have 3 left. I thought this would be a cute page. If there's any boo-boo, any owie when the kids were little. You know, that would be fine to do. I guess this one needs to go up a little bit. Still got 3 to go. That's why I like following other people's instructions. When I cut this one, because the back is the heartbeat, I kind of looked to see how I actually wanted that one. And see, even with one less, I mean, I have them all on here. And I want to make sure I have this one because this is one of the best ones with all the words. So I do have a room to move them up a little bit. Where's my multi-purpose tool? Use that. Actually, I'm going to move this one up this way because I want this one going. And I mean, you could be rearranging these forever. Let's find something that works. There we go. Okay, and then what you're going to do for ones that are, don't like the way that one's going, but to go in the same way. Anything that's hanging over, you can go and cut off the edge here. So here's a few, right? This one, just turn it over, get your scissors. Anything that's hanging over, just trim it down, right? So, and that's why we haven't attached it to the blue yet. We will just cut this down. Okay, and then we will attach. Let's just make sure. Use the scissors to cut the excess with step 8. Step 9 is to adhere the orange dot to the center of the scallop paper. So that's our next step. So it's nice because we have our border, we have scallop, then we're going to have, oh, I needed to cut this a little bit off the bottom. Missed that. There we go. You've got about, you got less than 1/4 of an inch. Well, something happened to my paper. Okay, that's fine. Don't know what happened to my paper. And mine is a little shorter, which is fine. I must have used it for something, so I'm a 1/2 inch, but that's okay. Okay, so then the next thing that we need to do, we're going to do our mats, and that's from blue cardstock. So again, you don't need to make them this size. If you don't want to, you can make your mats whatever you want, but I'm going to make them, they will be 6 1/4. One of these edges, it's a little bent. So let's go 6 1/4. 6 1/4. And it's going to be by 4 1/4. And you could actually fit 2 of these, because if you look at the layout that she's got, one is going this way, and then she's got 2 3x4 photos. You could still have one. We just cut this. Just want to make sure. 3 1/4. I have my 4 1/4. I just want to make sure I got enough here. 6 1/4. So 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm actually going to cut 2 that are 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. Because I would be more to having them that size. It's 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. It's one of those nights. Okay, I'm gonna leave it that way, and I'm just gonna kind of put 2. So there would be, if you wanted 2 larger photos, and then as you can see, she's made a journaling box. But the main thing was to make the border with the Band-Aids on it. So kind of showing you how to do those Band-Aids. So hope you like those Band-Aids. Again, I'm going to link to the blog post so that you can get these instructions. And then the rest is up to you how you want to decorate it, right? If you want the 2 smaller photos, if you want the large photo or 2 large photos, and then any of your embellishments, because you could still even use the one mat. So that is the documenting your health journeys. So I hope you had fun doing that. Happy scrapping, and we'll see you all again soon.